Okay, right. Hello, guys and girls. All guys at the moment, except for me. There will be loads of people I know. I'm starting to realise lots of people actually do pick this up on YouTube. Afterwards they take the recording because I know it doesn't fit in with everyone's schedules, but that doesn't matter. So today I wanted to really talk about recruiting, and it's massive because, as I said in the promo, John Paul Getty III always said, I'd rather have the effort of 1% of 100 people rather than 100% of my own effort. And actually, that is making sense. And that is almost the principle of network marketing anyway. That's how we work. Robin Brooks says it a lot more. I love the way he says it. He says a lot of people doing a little creates a lot. And I think that's a really nice way of putting it because it's true. Yeah. So if you want to leverage your time, because we're all busy people, and you would like a business that is literally, producing even when you're not working, I'm just going to ask Kevin if he could switch his audio off because I can hear all sorts of stuff.
Hang on. I don't know how I do it on my phone.
I know, because that's not really meant to be in the recording. I don't think that'll go down well with everyone. So this is all about leveraging your time and making the most of the small pockets of time that we all have. All right, that's the key element here. So there are many ways that you can recruit, and some people will blast Facebook, and I see it all the time. I can't personally say that I think it's the best method, because these days people and social media, they have a very small attention span. They reckon that people will hit a site, and believe it or not, it's about literally 4 seconds. If it doesn't grab their attention, they're off. Can you believe that? I mean, that's such a short period of time, but evidently that's the truth. That's the way it is. So we've got to have some means of reaching out to folk and engaging with them, them wanting to know more. So what are the things we can do? Well, there's all sorts of stuff that's available for us to see on our partner portal, and I can show you that very briefly. I'm not going to be doing one of those, let's look at this, but I'll share the screen for a moment, and you can now see what is my dashboard. Okay. Now, I would advocate, first of all, do all have a look at the half-year results. This is astonishing stuff. If you've got shares, you're probably laughing all the way to the bank at the moment. In fact, if you bought shares last October, they were just over £10 a share. They're now at £25. This is big money. This is amazing. And why is that good? Because it means that the city and investors have got confidence in Utility Warehouse. And why have they got confidence? Well, this should give you confidence. I'll tell you why. Because we are in a high demand and really no competition business. Now, you might say, well, how can Lisa honestly say that? Well, I'll tell you why. Because we are the cheapest energy supplier. And what's foremost in people's minds at the moment? Unfortunately, it's the rising prices of energy. Mr. Jeremy Hunt, he's announced that fuel tax is going up another 23% in April. That's fuel. I mean, that's going to be a big one. I think you all know when fuel goes up, everything goes up, because transportation costs affect absolutely everything. Food, you name it, whatever. I mean, I personally have seen my shopping basket double in price. Literally incredible. So we are in the right business at the right time. And to quote our CEO, Andrew Lindsay, to a room full of senior group leaders a couple of weeks ago, he said, this is what we've always been waiting for. This is it. it doesn't get any better. You've got severe crisis, people needing to save money. And by the very nature, if they need to save money, there's only a limit to how much people can save. So actually, when the crunch comes, they need to earn extra. Many people tell me they can't actually get any more hours at work. They can't earn any more. In fact, if anything, their wages are dropping. Why do we know that? Because we've got the postal people on strike. We've got Openreach on strike. We're about to see the nurses go on strike. Railway, it just goes on and on. So what you've got is everybody is clamoring and saying, I need more money. I need more money. And if there was a good outcome from the pandemic, that outcome was everybody learned that actually the best place to be working is at home. Now, not everybody ever thought that way prior to the pandemic. We were always classed as a little bit quirky, a bit kind of, oh, they're one of them. They fit it in and around. Now we are the norm. We are the people that are leading the way, because actually, what does everybody want to do? They do not want to have commuting costs. Commuting is time and money, costs a fortune. People want to work from home. Oh gosh, what we do, if we wish to, we could do it completely from home.
We can.
So all the reasons, you can even do it in another country. As Fran is in Houston, Texas at the moment. So actually, this is absolutely stunning. We've got everything in the economy in our favour. Now, I don't mean that in a ghastly way. I am not gloating at people's hardship, not at all. I'm not gloating at it at all. What I'm saying is we are in a business that is absolutely formidable, because what we actually do is reduce people's bills. We don't ask them, and please remember this, we don't ask them to buy anything. We're saying have simpler billing, have much better, incredible customer service, and forevermore transfer your spend now to always pay less. They're not purchasing anything. This isn't like Oriflame or Forever Living, where the products cost a fortune and they are additional products, possibly luxury. What do people give up in recessions and financial crisis? They give up the luxuries. Gym memberships are going down. People aren't doing this stuff. People aren't going out as much. It's actually dire, and what people need is money. So instead of feeling like, oh, dare I mention it, it should be, actually, do you know, it's the first thing you should mention. Because if you can't actually help them earn some money, if they're not interested, oh, well, the fallback is, I'll tell you what I can do, though, I can reduce your bills for you. So actually, perhaps it's a whole thinking that needs to change. So let's just show you in your learning portal. And if you go to A to Z, and if you go to G, G is getting appointments. Click on getting appointments. I've been in this one loads, but there's lots in here. But I'm going to highlight the things that are really important to you. Now, you all know about looking at your warm list, the people you come into contact with. That is kind of like really basic stuff. But what I want to show you is how to build business online relationships. They're on about stuff like this, social media. Gathering referrals is the easy way of recruiting, and I'm going to go into that in a moment. Maybe something that's not been done in a while, running a home launch. Now that's, do you know you can do this online? I'm just going to stop the share because I want to see you all, because do you know what? I'd be really happy to do this, and there are some leaders that would too. So in the old days, when I was a single parent, the one way I could get out, I didn't get out. I had to actually stay indoors, but I decided it'd be a great idea to have a Tupperware party. I've got a lot of Tupperware. I used to have Pippa D clothes. I used to have perfumes, jewellery parties, anything to get the friends round. Kids would still be in bed, and hey ho, I got to socialise at home, and someone would come along and they'd do a presentation. I would lay on the tea and bickies, and loads of people be there, and there would be some that would say, yeah, I'll order some stuff. And the odd person used to say, do you know what, I wouldn't mind doing that as well. And some people would join that particular network. Now, that was the old days. Now, you could still do that. And if you're local in the area, I'd be happy to travel. In fact, I have travelled to Plymouth for a home launch. And it was a lady that had access to a working man's club. Her sister was the manager. She ran the bar. And we were going in early before everybody turned up. And Plymouth is a 3-hour journey. So it was quite a commitment on my part. And I said to her, okay, listen, this is the way it goes, Natalie. I will drive to Plymouth if you can guarantee me at least 12 bums on seats. And in fact, she got 20 people there. And we laid out the chairs. Well, there was no projector. I set it up so it bounced off a plain wall. And we improvised, and I had a flip chart. And it wasn't a flip chart. I used wallpaper that I'd cut into similar sheets with a bit of blue tack. Because actually, do you know, in the scheme of things, why not? And it was a roaring success. And I'll tell you why. Of those 20 that got there, she ended up within 2 weeks signing up 12 customers, and she got 3 partners out of that. Now, I would say that that was what you call utilising time leverage. Now, I had somebody come with me, and I warned Natalie that there could be a negative person in the room that could blow it all for everybody. If you get one negative person, they can be really bad. So if anyone came over a slightly negative, what you do is you very nicely kind of usher them away from everybody else, because actually some people, all they want to do is moan about whatever. Yeah, but it worked. And in fact, it supercharged her business. Natalie got to team leader very quick. She is one group customer away from senior team leader today. All right. Really works well. Now, how could you do it like this remotely? Easy. One email, blind copy a load of people in. They jump on the Zoom link, and guess what? They're all there. And do you know what? We do a presentation like we would normally to anyone. And I would actually say, never mind the micro slides. Do you know what? What is wrong with the presentation, the UW presentation we show? Nothing wrong at all. What a fantastic way of hitting a load of people all at once. Now, what's good about it is it does explain the services, but there is a part of the UW presentation, and this is what I want to hit on for you all now. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go to the presentation, and you can all see, you know this presentation so well. Now, you can get very, I always say, read what's on the screen because it's duplicatable. But the first thing I've always done when this comes up, the first question is, and if you were doing this as a home launch on virtual, I would turn to your host and say, or say to the host, who do you know here possibly, or you could put their hands up, ask to put a hand up, who has never heard of UW before? Mm-hmm. Now, you want the person that hasn't, because you can then say to them, do you know that's perfectly normal? That's perfectly normal. Most people haven't, because they don't do TV and radio and newspapers and magazines and outbound calling and all that stuff that other companies do. All that stuff that costs millions and millions of pounds, UW doesn't do, because they work through recommendation. That's what we all do. You know, if we're looking for a plumber, we don't put our finger in the yellow pages. We tend to ask a family member who could recommend a good plumber. That's the way we work. Now, straight away, you've now brought it in on a good thing. And then you say to them, we work through recommendation. You might know the word as referral. Now, what you're also doing is bringing in the word referral very early on, okay? Now, you go through the bits and bobs. You tell them that Ben Fogel, he's a friend to our CEO. He's been a customer. He was invited. Would he like to be an ambassador? Because he liked the ethics, the way the company worked. And he said, yes. He's going to fill you in a little bit more. And then you do this stuff. You go through it. All right, you go through it. But I'm now going to say to you, this bit here, what's great about what I love about doing Zoom, and you could do it face to face, is you can show them, look at this, you can show them which. You can show them Trustpilot. What's going on with broadband? Look at this. And then say, look, complete contrast. Look at UW. Look, this is outside of my influence. 66% of 27,500 people have said it's excellent. Yeah, what a great way to say. So there's recommendations going on all the time. Then you go back and now you say, and what happens is people do recommend. And by doing so, they can earn up to £50 off their electric bill every time they recommend someone that takes at least 3 of the services from Utility Warehouse. Now, I'm going to show you how to recruit now with this. So you say, here's a template. I always show my bill. I go through my bill. We talk about it being green. And then we say, now this is a side that is becoming more interesting to more people every day. Because, right, this is becoming more interesting to more people every day because, unfortunately, wages aren't going up, but prices are. Fuel is, energy is, everything's going up. But sadly, most people, yes, they might be able to save money, reducing their bills, but if they really want to get on top of this, they need to earn more. And we're going to show you how. So then you play the video. Now, here's the recommendation. This is how you recruit. So I would then say, I've now got the name of a person that said they've never heard of them. And I'll say, for example, I'll say Francesca. It was Francesca. Never heard of them. So Francesca, look, there's extra income and long-term security with UW. Do you mind me just asking, what's most important to you? Is it choose when you work, boost your income, be your own boss, beat the cost of living squeeze, holidays and rewards, or plan for retirement? Or maybe a few.
There's a few there. Boosting income, definitely.
Do you mind me asking why?
Because rent out here is really expensive.
Is it?
It's crazy. It's crazy expensive. It's way more expensive. Meat, decent meat, very expensive. It is expensive to live out here.
Oh, okay. So if you had more income coming in, that might benefit you.
Yeah, absolutely. We can have those extra things that you would love to have, like going out for dinner.
Well, look, let me show you how. Look, I know it's a natural thing to recommend, and I've shown you how to get £50, right, off the bill. But let's turn that into 5 times more. My skills, your contacts, if you can find an hour in a week, takes about an hour. They take 3 services when they're a homeowner. Please notice the words. The words are important. When they're a homeowner, look, £250. Now, if you did that once a week, guess what? Now there's £1,400 extra a month coming in. Let's say it took 8 hours, a couple of hours on each one, an hour to sign them up and extra time. £1,400. Tell me, how much would that help towards what you've just said?
Brilliant. Why did I not listen to this yesterday before my appointment?
Sorry. Now, hang on there, Francesca. There's more. Please write this down, folks. This is where the smart people prick their ears up. Secondly, there's financial security. And I'm going to say this, it's the best income in the world, what you're about to hear. And many people have never heard of it because in Jobland, they don't pay reoccurring royalty income. We get paid every month an ongoing share of the bills from the customers introduced by you and your team. Now, I want to put some meat on the bones here, Francesca, and I want to explain why this income is special. It's really good. I'm going to bring in my bill. Well, there it is. I've gone back to August, and I'll tell you why, because you know, at the moment, the government's giving us some support, aren't they, with energy. So my current one says 24, which really belittles what it should be. And it's the electricity here is £90. Mobile 12, our fibre broadband and our landline phone, that's 30. That has come down now with new customers to 21.60. Our buildings and contents insurance plus boiler with home cover. So please note 6 services, okay? Together with the £2 fee for this incredible cashback card, the whole lot ridiculously just under £200. That's silly. That's really silly. Even in my books, if this wasn't my bill, I think possibly I can see it in your face, Francesca. You're looking at this and going, I really don't believe that. And I have to say I'd feel the same way, but it is mine and I can't fake it. All right. Now, we generally earn on this royalty income. This is a few years down the line. What happens every time a customer pays their reduced bill to Utility Warehouse, we earn a monthly royalty, a percentage. It's anywhere between about 3 and 5%. Now, at the level I'm at, it's 5%. Now, you can do the maths. That's just under a tenner. Now, the average house, and I'd say this was possibly the average house, so you can see many houses paying about £10. I will tell you, I've got some houses paying 30, 40, 50 upwards. So this is lucrative. Now, get your head round this. 20 years ago, I joined, signed up the services once, every single month, month after month, 12 months a year. For 20 years, I've been paid for the work I did once. Francesca, imagine doing a netball lesson. You do it once, but every single month, you've got a royalty for that. Would that interest you?
Yes, without question.
Right, that's what this is. It is incredible. It's powerful. It is so powerful. I'm now going to explain the next bit. And please note the most important part of this screen. 3 little words. And your team. What does that mean? It means there's a second royalty. It's smaller because as we show people, yes, £50 is fine to refer a customer, but come on, our skills, your contacts will make that 5 times more. And people come on, they're smart. They say, yes, please. And what happens is they start to bring in customers. Now, that means you start having a team and you earn off your team's customers. Now, it's between about 30p and 50p, all right, each customer. Just imagine 1,000 customers at 50p. You could do the maths. There's another 500 coming in regardless of what's going on. Imagine when that's 10,000. Now we're talking some serious money coming in. And this is royalty and it's reoccurring and it's passive. It's what pop stars get, authors get. So look, it goes without saying, this final screen says, come on, why don't we get you started? What's best for you? Is it earn as a partner? Is it save as a customer? Or like many people, both? Do you mind me asking, Fran? which one would you choose?
Both, please, without question.
We'll do a comparison on your bills now, see how much we can save you, and then we can get you going, register as a partner. Okay, the registration bit only takes about 10 minutes. Now, I want you to see, everyone, I'm going to just stop the share. I want you to see the way that that was a recruiting presentation more than a customer gathering presentation. Yeah, that is a perfect way. Now, I'm going to share this. I've never been the world's greatest recruiter. Most of my great leaders have come through as customers first of all. They just have. They've done it, yeah? And I think I find it, for myself, I find it very ethical because it was exactly what happened for me. Yes, I did join as a partner immediately, but I certainly wanted to save some money. And so there you are. Now that's a way to recruit. Now, what am I saying to you right now? Well, the reality is this. We're in this market that has gone berserk. And there are so many people out there that desperately need to earn more money. Mel here has said to me, solicitors don't earn all the fees they charge. I was quite shocked when she told me that, because when I saw £259 an hour, I thought that's what Mel earns, but evidently not. So it doesn't matter what the walk of life is. The reality is they're out there, and people, I don't think, will dismiss you for offering. And what does it matter if they say no for now? Because I've had so many people that have said no for now, but they came on later. And that was Mel, actually. Mel was a customer for a couple of years. I've got a gentleman in one of my teams, his name is Peter. He was always known as Peter the Printer. He had a printing company. And Peter, I could have offered this 7 times, I think, over the years. And then all of a sudden, his circumstances changed, as happens. And then the time was right. Now, Peter decided he needed about 500 quid every month extra. Peter worked very hard for a couple of years. He has hardly ever lost a customer. I think he's on something like about 168 customers. And he's a team leader, and he's got a team that is slowly, still organically growing, because there are people in there that are doing the do. Peter decided he'd succeeded, and he had, because that was his aim. Peter has now for about 3 years lived in Spain. He upped, he went, he enjoys his golf, and that's his lifestyle. How wonderful is that? Now, that's a great story that you could tell other people too, because not everybody is after thousands every month. And I say to folk, there are many people that all they wish for is about £500 extra, because it will pay the mortgage, or it's going to pay the rising cost of the energy going up. It will sort it. And that's only a few, literally a few hours in a month, possibly about 3 hours. That's crazy, crazy. So this is for anybody, absolutely anyone. What do you want to do? You've got to say to people when you're out and about, ask them what they do. In fact, I often am always like, I always sort of say to folk when I ask them what they do, and they tell me, and I say, oh, wow, that's lovely. How do you really enjoy it? And do you know what's interesting is the amount of people that don't enjoy what they do. I mean, that one always astounds me, how many people you think do you know what? We all assume, and the word assume is an acronym for
when you assume you
makes an ass of you and me.
Yeah, that's it.
But don't we all prejudge? Don't we all prejudge people? We naturally assume.
Yesterday, I prejudged yesterday in my appointment with the solicitor. She was talking cryptocurrency, and now that I'm going to re-listen to this video, re-listen to this training, because the way that you have interjected all of that information in that last slide, I need to go back and go over it again. I need to practice.
Well, the first parts are there, but the emphasis for me is on those last two slides, without a shadow of a doubt, because actually, can I just say to you, if I had £1 for every time I've naturally thought, doctors, nurses, they do that because it's a vocation. It's more than, it's their life. It's what they want to do. They want to give. Same with teachers, isn't it? I've got a lady just joined, but I'm supporting her again tonight. She's been a teacher for 47 years. And she's at the, she's at the crossroads that she's actually fed up to the teeth with teaching, because she said the job has changed. She said the kids, I still love with the kids, but she said the kids have become almost zombies. She said, I've become nothing but an administrator and a business manager, and I don't wish to be. And she said, it's nothing of the job that I ever signed up for. And so what she's now done, she's found this, she's loving it. She only, I will share this with you because it is interesting. So she joined Monday the 14th. So that's only just over a week ago, isn't it? Is that right? Yeah, that's right. She got on and did all the training, everything. We've already done 3 appointments and she's got 5 more booked in. And the first one was her brother. By the way, she has got a big family. I've never met anyone with 6 of them. Right, so she's got a big family. But the first one was a brother David. She did say to me, because I kept saying to her, please don't tell him what it is. Don't tell him what it is. Anyway, so he came on, he didn't know anything. And when we got to that last screen, he turned around and he just said, yeah, of course I want a comparison. We did the comparison, but we ran out of time because we had the next appointment with her sister now. But we've now got it in place for tomorrow morning and he's coming on. And I said to her, please don't think they all go like this. The first one that you practice on, it doesn't always go like that. But the reality is she's realizing by talking about the practice, it works. And what she's surprised at is the presentation, because she's now we've just done another sister. And she said, well, actually, she said, I'm quite interested in earning some money too.
Brilliant.
And that, you see, is all about the way that you present. It's all about the way you present. So look, guys, I hate to be rude, but I do need to log off because I'm on another one of these SGL calls and I have to get on it. So I hope that was helpful. It was very simple, very short, and you can see it again. It will be there and ready tomorrow.
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Care,
Lovely to see you all.
Bye-bye.